Alright, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Matic here today, doing a video that I did a couple weeks back. I'm gonna explain this here in a second while we're watching the intro. Pretty much for anybody that doesn't know, my network, the people that paid me through YouTube, etc., full screen, ditched me because they don't like freedom of speech and because I said some shit about faggots and people didn't like that. And I use that word now just to piss these same people off. But anyway, let's just get into it. So, we got number 10 here, Big L. And the reason why I put him as number 10 is because we didn't really get to see where he would have been. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't get to see his real potential. We seen he had the best punchlines of all time. You'd always, like, rewind the track. You'd be like, damn, he said that, you know? You'd always give it the replay or whatever. We seen his storytelling, but we never really seen, like, if he would have got terrible as albums went on, or if he would have stayed as legendary status as he is. Or as he was, I should say. But anyway, that's why I put him as number 10. By far one of the nicest ever to me. There it is. Now, my number 9 I put down Ice Cube. But I'm going to sort of put NWA as a whole because of the influence. And out of this group, I'm going to say Ice Cube. And for one reason. A lot of people are going to say no, Eazy-E was the nicest. But a lot of people do know this now. That Ice Cube wrote all the stuff for Eazy-E as long as MC Ren. That's why when I forget the context of what he said, but he said they recruited MC Ren and put him on the verse team. You know, him and MC Ren wrote the majority of the stuff. Of course, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, you know, it was all written for them. So that's why I picked Ice Cube. He had the best solo career out of all of them, besides Dre's The Chronic, which he didn't write either. But not taking any of the credit away from Dr. Dre, I'm just saying, you know, it is what it is. Big Pun. Alright, Big Pun is by far one of the nicest to have ever lived. The reason being is, if you just really go to one of his songs, right? Take one of the lyric sheets and look at the syllables and just look at how he broke it down. I mean, once again, he's up there with Big L. We didn't really get to see his full potential, right? He never really put, like, his prime or whatever you want to call it. That kind of sounds like an athlete, but he never really got to hit his prime. So, there you go. KRS-One, for the simple fact of his influence. KRS-One to me represents the very essence of hip-hop. His career, let's just say this, if he didn't do it, a lot of your favorite rappers wouldn't be rapping right now, right? KRS-One is the essence of hip-hop, and everything that is hip-hop, he helped set up at one point or another. So, anyway, that's a little repetitive. But KRS-One has a really nice solo career as well as being in a rap group. So you got to give that to him. And he has songs about everything, anything to everything, right? So there you go. That's KRS-One. Eminem. Okay, Eminem is one of the nicest to me of all time. Simply for the fact of he pretty much is great at everything. Freestyling, storytelling, delivery, punchlines, syllable, pretty much anything that you could put into an MC is combined as Eminem. Now, he's so far down the list because of one reason. He's probably one of the most inconsistent rappers of all time, right? Encore, which is debatable. Relapse, Refill, Recovery. I just didn't like a lot of the stuff that he brought to the table, and neither did a lot of people, especially with Encore. It just seemed he really fell off at that point. But Recovery was great for the fact that it symboled him getting off of drugs, etc. I like the message behind it, but not so much the I don't want to say lyricism because it was there. It wasn't Eminem to me a lot. I don't really know how to explain it, but there it is. Apathy. Apathy exceeds, I don't even know if that, what am I saying? What am I doing? Apathy is so high up this list because his production and his lyrics. He can do good at two different things in hip-hop, right? So you don't even need to hear him rap. You could just hear the production right off the bat. But then you hear him, groups like Demigods, right? Army of the Pharaohs, and you're like, damn, Apathy can really spit, and he's one of the greatest, I think, to ever do it just for that reason. He's highly underrated, but there it is. Alright, Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, right? A lot of people think he's the best to all do it because he set up a lot of styles that are kind of evolved now, but he pretty much laid down the formula for how to do it. Multi-syllabic rhymes, rhyme schemes in general. He's a lot of people's number one. I cite Ari the Rugged Man. He thinks Big Daddy Kane is the best to ever do it. I disagree personally, but I will admit that he's one of the best of all time. I mean, that's why he's on this list, and no one can dispute that. Guru, right? Gangstar was monumental to me, and I put him, and I'm gonna put Red in here, and who else did I put in this category? Let me just check real quick. Oh yeah, okay, so Guru and Redman are the same because I didn't want to mess that up. And Slick Rick, I put it as a tie because they all very well excel at what I'm going to talk about. So Slick Rick, obviously the art of storytelling, he had a whack album, right? But nobody's career is perfect, but they all excelled at what they did, which is why I tied him there. Now Master Ace being one of my favorite MCs of all time, storytelling on A Long Hot Summer, Disposable Arts, just for that reason alone, he's one of the greatest. He never really fell off. He just keeps improving. Like the one from last year, Son of Yvonne, maybe 2 years ago at this point. It seems to me that he's just an MC that keeps adapting and keeps getting better and better from Slaughterhouse all the way up to his newest project, you know. So there it is to me. Obviously, he's one of my favorites. But a lot of people won't admit this, but he kind of took Eminem's style and morphed it, because before Eminem came out, his rhymes were a lot simpler. A lot of people say, well, he was out before him, but he kind of took Eminem's style, adapted it, and made it better. Number one for me is going to be Nas, for the fact that people are gonna go right now, oh, what about Nostradamus? What about I Am? And I'm going to get to that. But he pretty much excels at everything that embodies an MC, right? And I don't even know what it is, but Nas has the greatest delivery, the most powerful delivery for words that aren't even meant to be specifically like powerful, you know? Words that paint out the picture, that are really unique in the way that they do that. And then he can just go on a track and deliver it so like flawlessly and like eloquently. It's like a form of a real artist, you know? And if anybody that doesn't really listen to Nas, I recommend that you try out, obviously, Illmatic, but after that, go and try out The Lost Tapes, which is a true Nas gem, and a lot of people don't really recognize that album as they should. So there you go. If you made it to the end, make sure you give the video a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later. This video, I had to do it. I went into a lot more detail in the first video, but thank you, full screen. I gotta redo 700 videos. Peace, guys, and thanks for watching.